Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Best wishes to all of us. To the Honorable Mr. Dr. Ari Sabtono SMPD, as Admin of Fakulty of Ekonomi, Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Mistress Dr. Sri Indah Nikansari SAMSA, as a coordinator of the program Study Economics Education. Mistress Ati Sumiati SPDN SE, as a head of concentration of accounting education. Mr. Dr. Mardian SE, as the internship guide lecturer, and the honorable of the examiners in this day. In this occasion, let me introduce myself. My name is Farhana from Accounting Education 2018. I would like to present my internship program report at the Ministry of Education and Culture, Republic of Indonesia, or in Indonesia as known as Kemendikbud RI, Sekretariat Jenderal, Planning Biro, Program and Budget Plans Division. In the era of globalization, which is currently growing up, competition in the business world and industrial world, or in Indonesia as known as JUDI, is getting tougher. A level of competition that was initially only in scope, which is small, has now increased to become global because the rise of foreign workers will begin to arrive in every corner of the city in Indonesia. Therefore, the universities send their students to enter the field through an activity called Internship Program as a space for students to develop their competence in the business world and the industrial world, so that when students graduate from university, they are familiar with the world of work, have a wide insight, and most importantly, being useful for those around. There are purpose and objectives from internship program. First is doing work according to the major studied during college, expand horizons beyond college, develop our skill, especially in communication skill, as a supplies for students to work in an institution, and expand the network of relationship. I did the internship program at Kementerian Pendidikan and Kebudayaan RI, Sekretariat Jenderal Biro Perencanaan, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan Koster, Build C, 6th floor, Jenderal Sudirman Street, Senayan, Jakarta, 10270. Telephone number is 021-5709-445, and we can also visit their website at www.kemdikbud.go.id. The schedule of internship program, the preparation stage at June to August, the implementation stage at August 10th to October 9th, 2020, at coordinated through Program and Budget Plans Division. And the last stage is writing the report during October to November. The history of Kemdikbud RI at 1945 established begin to improve educational facilities and infrastructure and increase the number of teachers. At 1951 to 1959, they changed name from Departemen Pengajaran to Departemen Pengajaran Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan. At 1949 to 1966, they changed Kementerian to be Menteri Muda. At 1966 to 1998, there are new and various policies such as campus life normalization, AYD, KKN for students, student development through OSIS, etc. At 1999 to 201, they changed name to be Departemen Pendidikan Nasional. At 2001 to 2004, under government President Megawati, Departemen Pendidikan Nasional held by Profesor Dr. A. Malik Fajar, MSc. 2004 to 2009, during leadership of President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, Departemen Pendidikan Nasional held by Profesor Dr. Bambang Sudipyo, MDA. and Professor Dr. Insinyur Muhammad Nuh. At 2009 to 2012, they changed department to be Kementerian, and there are many new policies. At 2004 till now, there are separation of Ditjen from Kemendikbud, then enter to Kemenristek and to be Kemenristek Dikti, but now recently Ditjen back to Kemendikbud. Kemendikbud has a vision to produce intelligent and competitive Indonesian people in order to manifest the ideals of the nation in educating every human being. As for the meaning of intelligent Indonesian people, namely intelligent people comprehensive, like spiritual, emotional, social, intellectual, and kinesthetic intelligence. In addition, they have a mission. They are manifesting the preservation and advancement of culture, as well as language and literature development. The second one is manifesting high quality, equitable, relevant, and sustainable education supported by infrastructure and technology. And the last one, optimizing the participation of all stakeholders for support the transformation and reformation of education and culture management. This is the organizational structure of Kemendikbud RI. The first position is there are Minister of Education and Culture. Below Minister of Education and Culture, there are expert staff for education and culture regulation and film censorship agency, and Ministry of Education and Culture of Republic Indonesia have 9 main units. There are Inspectorate Jenderal, Sekretariat Jenderal, Director General of Teachers and Education Personnel, Director General of PAUD, Basic Education and Intermediate Education, Director General of Vocational Education, Director General of Higher Education, Director General of Culture, Research and Development Agency and Bookkeeping, and Language Development and Cultivation Agency. In addition, they have technical implementing unit in below 9 main units. This is the organizational structure of Biro Perencanaan Sarjana Kemendikbud RI. There are the head of Biro Perencanaan and administrative staff. There are coordinator 2 consists of working group 1 and 2. There are coordinator 2 consists of working group 3 and 4. Coordinator 3 consists of working group 5 to 7. Coordinator 4 consists of working group 8 and 9. And the last coordinator 5 consists of working group 10 and 11. This organizational structure of Planning Bureau was formed to allow for division of labor more specific. And this is the organizational structure of Coordinator 2, Program and Budgeting Planning Division. Coordinator 2 consists of 2 working groups. Each has the same role. Its main function to coordinate planning programs and budgets, but coordinating with agency different. General activities of Biro Perencanaan Sarjana Kemendikbud, they are coordinating the ministry activities, coordinating and preparing the ministerial plans, program and budgets, coaching and providing administrative support such as administration, staffing, finance, housekeeping, teamwork, public relations, archives, and ministerial documentation. There are also coaching arrangements and management organizational, coordinating and preparing of laws and regulations, as well implementation of legal advocacy, and managing state property and service, the procurement of goods or services, and last, the implementation of other functions that specifically assigned by the minister. This is my internship implementation. Coordinator 1 and 2 are part of the Planning Bureau, plays a role in program planning and budgeting activities. Coordinator 1 consists of 2 working groups. Working group 1 is in charge of coordinating program activities and budget with the book and development research agency and Dijen Paut Diktasmen. Working group 2 is in charge of coordinating program activities and budget with the language agency and the Director General of Culture. Coordinator 2 that I did my internship is coordinating program and budget activities with Dijen Vokasi, Dijen GTK, and SBSN or Surat Berharga Syariah Negara, and coordinating program and budget activities with Inspektorat Jenderal, Dijen Dikti, and PHLN. The program and budgeting activities that coordinated by Coordinator 2, there are preparation of work and budget plans or RKAKL at the ministerial level, preparation of work plans and budgets includes basic figures or initial ceiling or pagu awal, indicative ceiling or pagu indikatif, budget ceiling or pagu anggaran, and budget allocation in the DIPA process or daftar isian pelaksanaan anggaran. And next, processing of budget revision proposals, examination of terms of reference documents and details of budget, preparation of material for analysis and recommendation for programs and budget discussion meetings, preparation of proposals for SBSN and proposal for budget revisions of PHLN, PNBP, and BLU. PHLN, it means penerimaan hibah luar negeri. PNBP, it means penerimaan negara bukan pajak. And BLU, it means Badan Layanan Umum. Next, preparation of materials related to the progress of reporting on SBSN funds, PHLN funds, non-tax state revenue or PNBP, penerimaan negara bukan pajak, and Badan Layanan Umum periodically. Next, preparation of proposal for PHLN funds, PNBP, and BLU. And the last, another official duties assigned by the leadership, such as prepare materials for DPR or DPD meetings, cabinet meetings, presidential speech, and etc. My work experience is as a note taker in an online meeting. So during the implementation of internship, I was placed in Coordinator 2, Program and Budget Plans. It takes for approximately 42 days starting from August 13 to October 9, 2020. I come to the office every Monday to Friday at 8:30 until 4 at 30. The first day of work, I was introduced to the work team on Coordinator 2 by Mr. Andi as head of the Coordinator 2. Mr. Andi then appointed Ms. Yuniarti as staff in Working Group 3, become my supervisor at the file. Then I started the implementation of internship by attending the meeting online about the discuss follow-up of budget addition plans as an education reserve fund utilization for the 2020 fiscal year, and assigned to make the result of the meeting discussion in the form of minutes of meeting. Then at the end, I submit it to my supervisor. The supervisor describes how the notes should be taken. That is writing the kernel of the conversation meeting participants. At the beginning, I had difficulty in making notes because I don't understand what was discussed in the meeting. But it is getting used to be, even though it is still not maximal. Here is basis of online meetings that I attended from the first day of work to the time of internship implementation finished. The first one is discuss the follow-up of budget addition plans as an education reserve fund utilization for the 2020 fiscal year via Zoom meeting. This meeting is discussed about how to use the remaining education money, which after being reviewed can be proposed to Director General of Budget, Ministry of Finance. And my second meeting is I attended grand discussion meeting of PNJ, Jakarta State Polytechnic or Polytechnic Negeri Jakarta. This meeting discussed about how to use grant funds and what the grant funds are used for. The third one, the dialogue for 2020 SBS and project financing performance via live stream YouTube. The fourth one is discuss of quota subsidy budget implementation governance via Zoom meeting. And the last, no, this is not last, but in my presentation this is the last. I joined the hearing meeting of Commission 10 DPR RI with the Jendiksi, the head of Badan Pengembangan Pemilihan Bahasa, and Ijen Kemendikbud via Zoom meeting. As the name implies, this meeting is aimed to hear the opinion of every people's representatives in Commission 10 about vocational education and language development. In every activity, we are sure to find obstacles which can obstruct our activities. Based on my reality that I accept at the workplace, a lot of obstacles that reduce the effectiveness of the implementation of my work in the workplace. The first is I'm not good at writing a meeting minutes because it is difficult to write capturing the point of conversation that is many unfamiliar words. Especially I have no knowledge of government accounting at all. Besides that, when I was gathering with the team members, my focus of discussion meeting distracted, so the result of the work are not optimal. The second, in here I don't get direction from the file supervisor because there was a schedule, work from home and work from office in this pandemic situation. Moreover, file supervisor and teams are also open to do official activities in outside of the office, so that among us are rarely communicate directly. The third one is I'm in a separate room with team members and my supervisor because at that time the room of coordinator 2 that should have been on 6th floor on building C being moved to 7th floor for a while. And of course, with chairs and tables limited because the 6th floor is under renovation. So during internship, I stayed in the room of Sekretariat Planning Biro under direction of Mr. Widodo as the administration staff that take care of internship activities. Fourth one is I carry out internship activities beyond predetermined limits by campus, so that when the new school year has started, I will still carry out this internship. It made me have a dual role. I often encounter situations that when I'm not around lecture activities, incidentally, there are no job at the office. But when I have a lecture activities, the job come hand in hand, so I must leave one of them. So how to solve the obstacles? If there are obstacles in activity, it must be there a solution, right? In overcoming the obstacles that I got, I look for the alternative solution. First, I record the result of the meeting with supporting media, such as laptop that already installed an application. So I installed an application named iSpring. It's some application to record the full of screen in laptop, or I search other device that has an application recorder like smartphone or something like that. Two, Although I rarely communicate directly with the file supervisor and team members, I try to interact actively. I often contact I often contact my supervisor via WhatsApp to ask about things that are related to the agency and what job I can be assisted. 3. When I'm in a choice of situation between doing lecture activities or internship job, I try my best to follow both of them because they are in the same priority position. Sometimes I listen to the lecturer's explanation for a few minutes, then I back to work or conversation. The solution that I provide above are not provided without any reference. I agree with Ahmad 2010, who argued that an organization has several factors that are interconnected and influential to achieve their goals. One of these factors is resources. Humans are very important used to drive other factors. The organization must have employees who perform well so that the continuity of an organization is determined by the performance of its employees. In terms of this, interaction between employees is very necessary in order to create good performance to each employee. Apart from human resources, electronic media is also needed as supporting the achievement of employee performance. Mass media is human existence or an extension of the human senses. This is according to McLuhan at 1964 in Yuniarto 2019. The media not only extend our reach to a place, events, information, but also make our life more efficient. According to Nainggolan 2017, Ritonga 2017 in Yuniarto 2019. Being a worker and inevitably requires someone to can do many things or multitasking in order to contribute maximum to the agency so that employee loyalty is also created. According to Ben Munanfich in Marenda et al. 2016, there are two main principles in multitasking. It is task and time, so it can be defined as tasks done at the same time. In addition, multitasking reliability is very important for individuals and organizations because conditions that often occur in everyday life. Adcock, Constable Gore, and Goldman Reckie have researched about the brainwave condition of 16 students in progress single task and multiple tasks. They found that the presence of brainwave activity on multitasking work harder than on doing a single task. So the human brain think more complex and complicated. So based on the result of my internship implementation, it can be concluded that internships are one of space which given by campus in order to increase knowledge and experience of students beyond the lecture bench. For me, internship activity is very insightful and give me a real work experience because there are some implicit functions that we are taught to be disciplined, cooperate, responsible, active, responsive, mutual respect, communicate as well with other people, tolerance, and understanding the characteristics of others with their own background. A job as a note taker can hone our journalistic skills not owned by me and make me get a glimpse the application about government accounting that I just got into the theory of fifth semester recently. Overall, the obstacles that come from myself can be resolved properly, whereas the obstacles that come from other parties haven't been fully resolved because it is beyond the control of me. After the conclusion that we got, I want to try and give suggestions is expected to be useful for me, readers, and agency. First, For students who will carry out the internship program, it is better to look for information about destination agencies from long ago. So when there is unexpected events such as the COVID-19 pandemic, students are ready. 2. For my campus, it is better to provide the guidance and socialization thoroughly before students carry out the internship activity in order that students are not confused anymore because they have already a representation of how internship implementation technical. The last one is for Biro Perencanaan Kementerian RI. It is good to more socializing the internship implementation in the work environment to the employees in order to understand the internship implementation technical so they can guide and pay attention to students thoroughly. This is the documentation that I have. We can see there are empty rooms because some staff are doing of this activity in outside. That's all I can present. I'm sorry for all the shortcomings. Thank you for watching and listening to my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.